jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back
Yo, big shout out to the hottest chat in the MFing game. A-Side official. No negotiation needed, period. You already know. Just a Guy is the first in the building. What's good with it, brother? Salute. Yes, I see you. 402, stand up. One love, hit the like button. Yes, sir. You know where we at with it. You know, WCS had to come to the staging area. You feel me? I had to come to the staging area and talk about this interview that Andre, Son of God, did with the best of this era. Pound for pound. The man everybody's talking about. They want to know what he's doing and what he ain't doing. And if they don't know, they try to make up some shit. But he is the one and the only Terence Bud Crawford, set to take the stage once again August 3rd. But guess what? Andre Ward had the opportunity to have a sit down on All the Smoke fight. And man, really dive into it like Greg Louganis. Hey, do the open freestyle like Michael Phelps. Y'all don't know what I'm talking about. Y'all don't know what that's like. A lot of y'all don't know how to swim those currents like that, man. This was a great interview. I'm not gonna lie. This was something different than the usual. Shout out to Mike in the building. Salute to your brother. I see you. The historian on deck. Salute to you. What's good? Sir File Play on deck. Salute. I see you on deck. Squad Jones in the building. At WCS, salute, big dog. August 3rd almost here. I'm excited to see it. Yes, indeed. You already know where we at with it. We already know. Let me get down to it, though. You see that there's been rumor mill, speculation, assumptions, insinuations that goes along with it, that Andre Ward was on his way back to lace up. We don't know what weight class and all this. But what I am happy about is him returning to talk to his good friend, Terence Bud Crawford, who's still an active fighter. Andre Ward been retired several years. Olympic gold standard champion. Retired undefeated. Now he has the opportunity to sit down and kind of give us the insight. Because, you know, they always talking about the YouTubers don't know. I don't consider myself a YouTuber. I just consider myself a pedestrian of this social media platform, to be honest with you. That's all. I'm just transient back and forth. I don't really consider myself to be a YouTuber. So I just wanted to get that testament out. I don't want to hold y'all up too much longer. Let's get down to this epic interview, this one-on-one. Appreciate you, Andre Ward and Terence Crawford, for enlightening us with some information so we didn't have to go out here and just grasp at straws and say, oh, that might be it. That might be it. You know what I'm saying? The information is always out here, man. They just sprinkle false, poison out there, and we just pick it up. Now we get to hear how it all went down. You know what I'm saying? People feel some type of way about me talking about the T-Mobile massacre. But this breaks it all down on what went on behind the scenes, Shawty. It gives you a different perspective on what Crawford was actually going through. The process it took. What he knew and didn't know. about the game and what he was trying to do for the first time when they was out here criticizing the man over and over again about how he moved, how he looked, what he was doing wrong. All along, they didn't know shit. They didn't know shit. Let's get it popping.
Man, just in life right now, bro. You're 36 and you're on top of the world.
Man, I'm feeling like I'm where I'm supposed to be. Nothing have dramatically changed for me because everything that I said I was going to do, I did it. As far as life experiences, only thing have changed is I made the people that was non-believers believers.
There it is. He didn't wait too long to get into this interview before he let you know that he still remembers. Man, come on already. Make the non-believers believers, y'all. He didn't even wait till he just get comfortable on the couch talking to SOG. He said made the non-believers believers.
That's pretty much it.
Bro, but your life gotta be a little bit more hectic, bro. Like you just won another ESPY. You know, in my opinion, and on many people's pound for pound list, you're the best fighter in the world and been that for some time now. You just knocked off Errol Spence, who I believe is still the truth. Great fighter. But you made it look easy. Like life can't be the same as it was 3 5.
Can't be the same, goddammit. It can't be the same. Not after what we witnessed last year. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to sit up here and let y'all know what you have already seen with your own eyes. I know it gets tough sometime. Serious. That entrenchment that happened July 29, 2023, goddammit, you know they had to do the interview and show little snippets. And even though those snippets was very minute, minuscule, small, it still hit you like a motherfucking hammer, a double claw hammer, a sledgehammer, a jackhammer. Because that's the effect that it had on boxing. Shout out and congratulations to the champ for winning the ESPY. It's not like this man ain't used to captivating the audience. That's his whole premise in boxing, to be the best, to sit atop the throne, right?
4 or 5 years ago.
And it's the same. I don't know what to call it. Like, you know, you got those people that had doubt come up to you and want to take pictures with you and talk about the fight. But for the most part, everything that I do and the people that surround me and be around me, everything is the same. Nothing's changed.
So you basically saying you ain't got no new friends?
I ain't got no new friends. I got
no new friends, but
fans.
He got new fans. No new friends, but new fans. And you know what the exodus is that is? Is that a lot of these new friends are freaking refugees. Yeah, the aerosexual refugees that try to goddamn run for the border, goddammit. Yes. I must disseminate this information because you all are refugees that fled Camp Spence and was over here sacrificing yourselves, not even knowing the path on how to get to goddamn to the stomping grounds of Terrence Crawford. You knew it was somewhere in Omaha, but you knew that you had to have the proper identification. And yes, we was goddamn seeing your ass from afar. We had the LPO, APOs, all them lookouts. We knew when you traders was trying to come over here, when you thought everything was right, when he was finally making the moves that you wanted him to make. No more talking. We see you. It's no words that can describe the stinging effect that this man have accomplished over the past several months. You know, basically weathering all the ridicule and frivolous information that was spewed out there about this cat, bro. That was a challenge to itself.
But I don't have no friends.
You in camp right now. You got a fight coming up. Are you going up in weight to 154 pounds. How long have you been in camp, and how has camp been at this stage?
Well, I've been in camp for about like 6 weeks. It's been great. Nothing have really changed because we went up in weight before. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. We know skill.
Oh shit. He said he's been in camp 6 weeks, y'all. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. See, one thing I must provide clarification is that, you know, when it came to the Spence Diddy James, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That was different. That was called dereliction of duty. When it comes to the mad scientist and Terence Crawford, when they said it's not broke, don't fix it, they're pretty much talking about work ethic, self-accountability.
Skills pay the bills, and come August 3rd, we're gonna be ready for everything that Israel brings to the table. We know he's strong. We know he got an extensive amateur background. He's a great fighter. He got good movement. Yeah. We never took him lightly. That's why we went to Vegas and did the pre-camp. That's why we checked off all the boxes. And
he never took him lightly. That's why they went to Vegas. They did the pre-camp. Never took him lightly. That's why they went to Vegas with the pre-camp. They was issuing the warning order on y'all out here. While you was sitting here behind the microphone trying to have panels and with all these naysayers and haters and critics, just creating lies and fictitious freaking narratives, right? They said they never took him lightly. They never took him lightly. Their mental time zones was different. While Team Spence was over there talking about, well, he ain't fought nobody. We don't have nothing to worry about. It ain't broke, don't fix it, man. We rolled over everybody else. Ain't nobody on this resume that can fuck with us, man. We'll beat all of them on the resume. But one notable discrepancy that they overlooked, y'all, was the fact that if you was trying to verbally prove to the people that everybody on Crawford's resume that Spence could beat, you didn't prove to yourself that you was going to do everything necessary to beat Terence Crawford himself, because he was the one that was holding the strap. That was the last and final belt that you had to collect. And for you to go in there and just devalue the importance of the threat that you was up against, what a crucial mistake. Very, very crucial. Very crucial when two, the trainer and the fighter, was thinking alike for the wrong fucking reason.
This camp, just to make sure we don't have any hiccups.
How did you land on this opponent, being that this is the first guy you're gonna face at 154?
Well, we wanted to go straight into a champion, being that we wanted to go into Fundora, being that
That's
he
what
was
you wanted?
Pay attention. Pay attention. Pay attention, because they wanted to go into a Fundora fight. You know what I'm saying? They wanted the Towering Inferno. Why would Crawford want to go into a fight versus an opponent that's way outside the line for line? You know what I'm saying? The line for line details of a fighter's composition that he never faced before in his career. Why would he continuously want to challenge himself? We're talking about what, 6'7"? 80 infinity arm reach. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to go in there with Fundora first, dog. It wasn't no tinkering around. He wanted the best.
Yeah,
Initially?
that's who initially we was going to try to fight. But he said he wasn't going to be able to fight this year, and we wanted to fight this year. So we had to go to the next best option, and that was Israel.
Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, because they love listening to Crawford's every word and without looking at his every punch, especially when that glove keep on freaking tapping the jawline and the chin of Errol Spence Jr. with that clicker for CompuBox. But check this out, though. People gonna say, I thought you said that Madrimov was the best in the division. Okay. Okay. We human. But at the end of the day, the negotiations fell off, right? He didn't want negotiations. Same way that in 2020, what? 2022, he had to step away from the Spence negotiations. What does this all say in general? This says that this man's mindset when it comes to business is active. His mindset is active when it comes to business. Because he just doesn't get complacent and say, oh man, let me sit here and pout. I can't get what I want. Oh man, this always happened. They picking on me. He go to the next. You know what I'm saying? He don't waste. You know what I'm saying? He goes to the next. It's called OPTIONS. Options.
Explain that to me. So I heard rumblings that you would possibly be facing Fundora. In fact, Fundora said himself, he said, Terence Crawford is the best fighter in the world. That's who I want. But we see Errol Spence pull up to the fight, right? We see him pull up.
Say who. Fundora can't say I'm who he want when he chose to fight Spence and relinquish his WBO title. If you want to fight the best, you're going to fight Terence Crawford because Terence Crawford beat the guy that you saying that you want to beat.
Ooh. Fundora, he said you can't say. You can't say it. You can't say you want to fight the best. But, you know, I'll tell you like this, right? Because people, you know, in this boxing games, there's so many people tugging on you for the wrong reason. You know what I'm saying? The ones that's patting you in the back, it seems like they're trying to knock you over and remind you of the position that you need to be in and wait for the order to be given. And then you got the ones that's tugging on you and they say, Fundora, no, not Crawford. Not Crawford. I want you to come over here. Yeah, we're going to do Spence. We're going to fight Spence. He's the best. He's the best? No, I think Crawford. Hey, Errol Spence is the best. No, I think Crawford. Listen. We don't want this to get violent. You understand? We want you to face Errol Spence, okay? Okay, Errol Spence, yes, that is the biggest money fight. No. Once again, he's showing you that, hey, Fundora, what we don't know from the outside, we hearing it right here, that you didn't want to fight Crawford because you relinquished the WBO. So once again, those of you that was, you know, hyperextending that index finger along with a hyper jointed elbow, you know what I'm saying? And you were saying, oh no, Spence is the one that needs to step in here. Spence is the one that cock blocked freaking Bud Crawford. You know what I'm saying? Bud Crawford ain't did anything at 154. You know what I'm saying? He ain't did nothing. Now comes the cycling of bullshit.
Now, you can say, okay, well, financial wise, Errol Spence may bring in more money. He doesn't even know that for a fact. He didn't have a meeting with us and say, all right, well, this is what I want. He didn't have a meeting with my handlers and say,
no
okay.
offers made.
Yeah, no, nothing. He just, him and his manager, I don't know if it's his father or whatever, they just was like, nah, we ain't worried about Terence. We ain't fighting Terence.
So I worked that fight. I worked for the Australian broadcast because he fought Tim Tszyu. I know Errol ain't coming out the house. He not pulling up to a fight just as a fan.
Facts.
Like he coming to the fight because he wants it to be known that I want this fight. He got in the ring. He did what he did. And, you know, it's a strong move. You got to respect it. But it's interesting because when I seen the post-fight press conference, it looked like Fundora and his team wasn't on the same page.
On the same page.
He like, nah, I want this fight. And
They wasn't what? They wasn't on the same page, huh? That's a grim reality when you trying to pick and choose the easy route. Just ask Spence. It's a very grim reality when you're not on the same page. But sometimes when you're on the same page and you feel like it's fun and you don't want to stand up for the more tougher avenue of approach, it leads to destruction. And to say that Fundora and his team wasn't on the same page, I can see it. I can see how that ordeal went down. You know what I'm saying? In order for them to try to get the consumers and general public, the casual boxing fans, to believe the shit that we was witnessing with Errol Spence jumping off the porch, and coming into the ring now, to get people to believe, come on now. Come on, man. It takes more than that, bro. Sometimes you have to stand up for what you believe is right. And that's when we saw the video of Fundora saying, Terence Crawford is the best. I don't know what was going on in his head. I don't know if he was listening to people. I don't know if he had mental fatigue. I don't know, y'all. I don't know what was going on. But Fundora and his team was on different sides of the fence. And they might have looked, Fundora himself might have looked at Spence with a prorated value of being his top choice. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Who knows? You do have a team. You got managers. You got people that's providing you with information that it goes from we want to come to you and talk about if you want this to happen, or they come to you and say, oh, this is going to happen.
And the manager, they looking like, nah, that ain't the play. What happened? What you think happened with them behind the scenes for this stuff to be trending toward a fight with you to get undone and then it go a whole totally different direction?
I just think it's politics. Politics play a big factor in boxing. And I just think, whoever handling his career, talking to the people.
We know who handling his career. We know
that, hey, it is what it is. It's business.
It's business at the end of the day.
So I'm not mad. I'm not mad at him. I'm not mad at Spence.
Yeah, no, you can't be.
I wish Spence much success in that fight. It's gonna be a tough fight, and I hope he come out on top.
Since we on Spence right now,
let me highlight something that a lot of aerosexuals are unwilling to do. Is that they become uneasy when it comes to positivity. You know what I'm saying? Even though Spence took the easy route and told Crawford to his face, Crawford's still talking, kindly about Spence because he's been in there. He says, there's no need for me to be upset. They said you was the man. I went in there and beat the man. So if Fundora want to fight the man that I already beat, what does that say about Fundora? I'm going to do him the exact same way if I get the opportunity. You know what I'm saying? I got to prove to him that I'm the man. But, it's politics in boxing. We know that. And that's sometimes plague a fighter's perception when it comes to the public, because we are outside in the hall. A lot of us, we're not sitting at the table. We're outside with the hall pass trying to find out anything, any information? Huh? You got any? Huh? I mean, we're waiting. And that's why a lot of times we get the shit wrong.
In your opinion, bro, you were in there, you seen the punishment he took. What does he have left? I know we got to wait and see, but from what you know about boxing, can he recover from that type of fight he fought with you?
I can't call it. I don't know.
Hey, Crawford said I can't call it. Don't you find that as the correct response? He can't call it. He just wished the man, he wished the man the best if he's stepping in there with Fundora. But why would he turn back around and say, well, I did fuck him up? You know what I'm saying? Because before he stepped in there with Spence, it was 1,000 freaking scenarios on how Crawford was going to lose this fight. Once the fight was over with, there's 1,000 freaking excuses that came in as to why Crawford won the fight. Right? Isn't that how it played out? So being that they had all these excuses about how Crawford won the fight, why would he come back around after the fact, damn near a year later, from the T-Mobile massacre, and say something about Errol Spence not being able to recover from that fight? You know what I'm saying? He said it correctly. He didn't provide any negativity. Hey, they showed you the clip that irked a lot of his fans. They showed you the clip early. We know Errol Spence took some damage in that fight. But if we're potentially going to see Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence sometime in the future, and we're talking about him going in there, if he's able to be successfully victorious over Sebastian Fundora, why would he want to double back around and say, nah, he don't have it? No, he want to build up the fight. He want to keep that value. You know what I'm saying? That appraising value up on Spence.
What that man is doing, I don't know the type of things that he's overcoming mentally. So we really can't say how he's going to perform in his next fight or what he have left until he gets in the ring and show us.
Right.
So I don't ever like to speak too soon or talk about things that I'm unsure of. So we'll see come fight time.
You trying to become a 4-division world champion and, bro, undisputed for the 3rd time.
Say one more again, shawty. Say one more again. They at one point in time, they used to call this the dirty South, especially when Freaknik was down here. You know, we might have to bring back the Freaknik, goddamn Bud, go in there and become 3-time undisputed. 4-division. We might have to turn back the time. It's gonna be damn near impossible because a lot of people, aunties and mamas and all that, is on that goddamn Freaknik video. A lot of marriages was goddamn terminated once that damn footage came out. But we might be able to bring it back once again because this is a big fucking deal now. 3 times undisputed, the first again. You're trying to be the first to do what? Yes, that's the cause for celebration, goddammit. We might have to bring the Freaknik back. You know what I'm saying? That might be a time where I have to climb to the highest summit and I say, Father God, I don't ask much from you. But Terence Crawford just became 3-time undisputed. Is there any way that you can turn back just one time and take us back to Freaknik and just give a one? I was gonna say 1 week, Father God, give me 2 weeks of that goddamn original Freaknik, goddammit, so we can celebrate the right way. Just let me take my camera with me, and that's all we want. That's gonna be a celebratory moment, goddammit.
As far as I know, that ain't never been done. To me, bro, it doesn't look like you want to be done until you take another run at that. Am I reading that right?
I don't know. We shall see. You know, we got a lot of plans, you know, that's in the work right now. But, you know, my ultimate focus is on Israel right now. And after that, who knows? Yeah. Who knows? I don't.
Did you see Crawford? A thought. He had a thought. See, he's thinking. He knows some shit that he got going on, but he want to let the public know. He want to let it out. And his left eye blink. He said, oh, shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Damn, I want to let them know what I got going on with Turki Alalshikh, but I can't. You know what I'm saying? I can't. You know how some, you know how you be talking to somebody and you just give them a wink like, hey, we good. I got some cooking. You know what I'm saying? That's what you saw just then.
I don't want to speak too soon. I don't want to say what I'm going to do or what I'm not going to do. Yeah. Mike got some surprises for everyone.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Surprises, right? But God damn it, can we just get a little bit of a hint of the size of the mother effing thrill, Crawford? We just want something so we can go assume again. You know how boxing media is there, Terrence. Just give us a little bit so we won't be all balled up. You know, I wouldn't say we, them, those who are hoping the worst. We won't be balled up in a knot. You know what I'm saying? With that mental fog. Come on, give us a little hint. You know what I'm saying? And who? I don't even want to throw no names out there, goddammit. For real.
It's a chess move. I understand. I understand. This is the Riyadh season. This is the first time that Turkey and his team in Saudi Arabia are coming to the United States. I read it, and it may have been a video where, you know, he made it very clear that you are either his favorite fighter or one of his favorite fighters. How did that relationship come about?
Well, he had reached out to me a few years ago.
Let's take a moment to reflect upon Turki Alalshikh and Terence Crawford, who is set to change and basically write another chapter for the index of these boxing annals before his retirement. Terence Crawford would be the first fighter that will headline Turki Alalshikh fight card on the West Coast. This is epic. This is history. You know what I'm saying? This is polarizing. This is what makes you smile, man, when you goddamn bored at work and you say, you know what? Shit, man, it might be Tuesday. Shit. But it's all good because I'm up here thinking about, man, fight almost coming up. It's about to be history. I'm able to witness history once again. It ain't no demonetizing that thought because that shit's going down in the boxing annals, y'all. This is going down in the boxing annals. Turki Alalshikh's first fight will always be documented, regardless of what era. It could be 20, 30, 35, 40, depending on how deep of a footprint Turki Alalshikh, how deep his anchor goes. You know what I'm saying, in the boxing footprint over here in the United States. You know, the word has it that he planned on making an impression over here for a long time. But when you talk about the first who stand alone, the first, through it all, through all the freaking funky, you know what I'm saying, criticism that was given about he's moving funny and he's bad for business. These are black individuals who made those accusations. But yet, this same black Omaha native top pound for pound fighter will be headlining the first card of the Riyadh season in LA.
Go. I was with Top Rank.
Oh, so he reached out a few years ago.
Yeah, but not too much of nothing. But when he reached out, you know, he wanted me to come to Saudi. I always had something to do, you know, but he told me, he was just like, you my favorite fighter, and I want you to fight more often than what you've been fighting in the past.
Turki Alalshikh said Terence Crawford is your favorite fighter. So how can Turki Alalshikh see the great from afar, but yet we have all these idiots that can't see shit up close? How is that institution even, how does it operate? Who's running the asylum? Well, look, Turki Alalshikh is looking at this man differently than what we witness here. Like, what happened? What happened? Was somebody not showing up to work? Was somebody not on the job? How can his own, you know, boxing fans here in this country have so much anger, so much derogatory information, but yet Turki Alalshikh, somehow Crawford has an impression on him as being one of his favorite fighters? How? I don't get it, y'all. How can somebody from another country see the good in a fighter that's over here fighting in your backyard, but yet you got a front row seat and you saying, I don't see it. I just don't see it, y'all. Seriously, I don't see it. What? That's before Turki Alalshikh's name was actually floating around for convo. We wasn't even mentioning, well, nobody mentioned Turki Alalshikh's name like they are now in 22 when he was going into negotiations with Errol Spence. When he was stepping in there with David Evans, nobody was talking about this shit. When he had that freaking encounter with Errol Spence in Oklahoma, well, nobody talking about Turki Alalshikh. Oh, they was talking about, oh man, Spence is way bigger than Crawford. We start having these people who want you to believe that they're on a higher level just based off these fabricated AI numbers on here. And they was like they knew everything. Same topic over and over again. But let me stop. Let me press stop and get back.
Like I've been wanting to fight more often. Politics has led me to being out the ring longer than I really would like it to be, but it happens. Everything happens for a reason, and I'm here now. And hey, it was a good run.
How you feel being the first American show that they putting on? You're not just fighting fights no more, bro. You fighting events.
All the promoters always talk bad about them behind closed doors.
Talk bad about who?
About me. Why? Because I don't follow suit of everybody else. All the promoters.
What? I just had to get out of the moment just to settle in because he said all the promoters always talk bad about him because he don't follow suit of everybody else. Wow. Wow. So the whole time this man understood the direction for which he wanted to go. He understood the coordinates. He understand the direction. You trying to tell me once again Crawford did it so well that he fooled those who was looking, those who was observing, and thought he was a lost fighter, not even knowing where he wanted to go? You trying to tell me he knew what his direction was the entire time? Wow. He understood where he was trying to go the entire time. He wasn't just out here pacing around in a circle, you know what I'm saying? Just wasn't say, oh man, I got all these people around me, but I don't want to trust them. I don't want to trust them. I don't want to trust them. You know what I'm saying? I really want to open up a furniture store and call it a gym and then, just have a secret, you know what I'm saying, undisclosed location, area 61 out in the middle of nowhere. And I just want to build this conglomerate when it comes to boxing. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the most success you're going to have when you don't listen to anybody. You do everything yourself. You're not open-minded.
Promoters say, oh, well, Terence Crawford can't sell. Terence Crawford is bad for business. Terence Crawford this, Terence Crawford that. So much negativity. But when you look at my numbers compared to they fighters that they trying to push, it's night and day.
Yeah.
It's always been night and day.
What? I say what? I say, huh? That don't add up to all the criticism that was out here years ago. Let me take you back shortly. I don't want to pop no violin strings, goddammit. You know people love listening to the same fucking instrument. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to Crawford, oh, he don't sell. He don't put butts in the seats. Errol Spence did all the heavy lifting. Let's go back to Mikey Garcia. He did 350,000. Isn't that what they were saying, y'all? Then you goddamn want to slap yourself with a cactus hand? You heard that shit so fucking much. And he don't know what he's doing. He don't put butts in the seats. Errol Spence, he is what you want to look. He's the prototype when it comes to selling tickets. Look at Mikey Garcia. They used Mikey Garcia until they couldn't use him no more. It became psychological anarchy, y'all. They abused Mikey Garcia so much they wanted to frame the numbers. Hey man, hey, he fought Mikey Garcia. Like Mikey Garcia didn't bring any Mexican fans. Like Mikey Garcia didn't bring any. They all they was talking about is one fucking fight that pretty much bled over all the way up. And who got washed ashore from that tsunami that they was talking about? They wanted it to be Crawford. But they found out it was just aerosexuals, you know what I'm saying, that was being washed ashore, casualties of their own stupidity. Real talk.
So that was a good thing.
Yeah.
That he seen that with his own two eyes.
He did.
Yeah.
Turkey.
He seen that and he just was like, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do it with him.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, since y'all always got something negative to say about him, I'm gonna take a fighter from y'all promotional company. Take a fighter from y'all promotional company.
God damn, no, he didn't. You trying to tell me Turki Alalshikh tactical? He's tactical? He's operating off a military mindset. Yo, is that what you're trying to tell me? Turki Alalshikh is using a strategy right in front of your face. Say, hey, don't worry about it. I sit back and wait. But when I strike, you will know. You will know. And that's exactly what we're seeing. Sean Porter was the last fight Terence Crawford had with Top Rank. He's been a free agent. I remember these same. I'm trying not to do any. I'm trying not to go, off topic with name calling and obscenities, right? But I remember when they were saying the same thing over and 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 over again. He should go over there to PBC. He should lie at the doorstep of Al Heyman. He should lick the soles of Heyman's shoes and ask for forgiveness. He should let anybody and everybody that's already been over there to walk his back. He should be able to experience the pain. They was talking about Crawford was locked in with Daniel Cunningham. Let's not forget that. Oh, they were saying Crawford had a lawsuit coming. You know, he was suing. Oh man, he's just bad for business, they said. The electric current of negativity, that shit was, the switch was on forever, y'all. That shit was on all day, all fucking night. They were saying the same thing. And all along, Crawford up here telling us that Turki Alalshikh isn't playing by the basic rules of warfare. He has always loved the full contact sport. They consider the target is boxing, but yet his strategy is different. Are you trying to tell me his level of comprehension is more advanced than people gave him credit for just because they didn't hear his name? This is wild. This is wild right here. He said, I'm going to take a fighter that y'all was shitting on, and I'm going to goddamn make him a part of history because I got the funds. And he just sat back and waited. I'm telling you, God is good.
Put them on the undercard.
Yeah.
I feel him.
He doing that.
And y'all can't do nothing about it.
He doing that.
And what y'all do? Y'all follow suit. Y'all go over there and y'all do what? Kiss the ring. So now.
Ooh, what did you just say? Kiss the ring? You trying to tell me all along? Just like they talk about these megalithic freaking monuments and everything that was built back in the day, all the technology that we haven't been able to duplicate, and all the messages and scripts and signs, the effigies and semiotics that was in there. You trying to tell me as a people, Turki Alalshikh was sending these messages out? All alone, he was maneuvering. All along, he understood the power that he had, but he was just patient, poised. Man, unbelievable. Patient and poised before he strikes. Not only were they he say, I'm going to take Crawford, but he's going to have some of the other fighters on the undercard. I mean, if you want to talk about perfect timing, everything that he was looking at, whether it be monocular or binocular, he zoomed in pretty damn close. And now people are not even talking about freaking numbers anymore. They're talking about Turki Alalshikh's pockets. They're talking about him making these fights that we probably never would have saw. They're talking about the trailer that's being made. You're trying to tell me that this man is legendary already? This man has been sitting back. You trying to tell me Turki Alalshikh is legendary already?
Who's in charge?
Yeah.
He just bringing boxing and the excitement back to boxing the way it should be. where all the promoters should be working together instead of trying to compete with each other and trying to, you know, stall out this promotional company because they got all the 135 pounders and this promotional company only got 2. You know, so they just like, oh, well, we ain't gonna worry about them.
Yeah.
We're gonna fight all of our fighters in-house and keep all the money. But
y'all know who he talking about. Y'all know who he talking about. You know what I'm saying? Y'all already know when all that in-house shit they used to sit up here and continue to chatter about on this YTC. You know who you talking about. All this, blocking that. This ain't rugby. You know what I'm saying? You had all these cats that continue to remediate the same bullshit all the time, bro. And you just want to take a whole toilet roll, unroll that bitch, and go wipe a donkey's ass and goddamn sit up here and say, hey, come here. I see you sweating, and wipe him down. Hey, yo, well, I don't want you sweating out here on the job now. You got an image to withhold. Let me wipe this shit all on you. Because they say once shit dries on you, it cools your body temp.
fans want to see all these guys fight, you know, and I think that's what he's doing right now is mixing the game up.
Man, I think you're right, bro. And you know how it is. Like everybody got beef and funk until the money comes into play. If it's big enough money, all of a sudden y'all not enemies no more. And y'all seeing that with Turkey right now coming over. Do you think that and we don't have the full plan, but just what he's talked about so far, getting everybody under one umbrella and sort of being controlled by one entity. Do you like that? You think that's gonna work?
I like it. I think it's gonna work because all the control from one promotional company is excluded. Now,
Ooh, hey, one control. I mean, the control from one promotional company is excluded. X'd out, exposed, extracted. It's different, y'all. It's different. And you know, I don't feel no type of way. Cause you know how they was trying to say that Terrence was working on the plantation and all these idiots was over here talking about Top Rank Toby. No, we can't forget about that now. So you know, we cannot forget about all these idiots that was up here talking about him working for the plantation, working for the white man. They ain't saying shit about Turki Alalshikh. Do you know that? Did you notice that? They're not saying shit about Turki Alalshikh. But they was up here talking about how Crawford was a slave at Top Rank. He working on a plantation and all this shit, bro. Over and over again. But you don't hear shit about Crawford right now and what he has going on and being a part of the first fight, headlining. They don't have the power. They never had the power. All they had was a temporary bus ticket. That's all. And they was in the cargo section. That's all. They just had a bus ticket. They was riding along and they'd hear some shit go on, you know, with the people that actually had a ticket to sit in the seats with the AC and shit. They said, oh, okay, let me go back and talk about this. They was talking about the man and everything he was doing wrong working for the white man. Ain't that what they were saying? He wanted them to, look, they wanted Crawford to leave the white man and go white for the black man. But when he got over to the black man, they wanted him to kiss the black man's and lick his soles of his shoes. You know what I'm saying? They wanted to be a Sambo. They was calling the man every name possible. He couldn't do anything right.
it's everybody in one basket. You know, you gonna fight him. You can't say, oh, he's across the street.
Yeah.
Or he's on the wrong side of the street, or he with the wrong.
No more wrong side of the street. No more lousy boxing talk. Trying to push these shitty ass narratives. You know what I'm saying? No more trying to serve people a wine glass with piss in it and tell them, no, it's the best wine ever. Oh, I know it looks like urine, but it's the best wine ever. It's the new type. No more of that. No more bullshit. No more serving up bullshit and trying to sell it like it was a cuisine. No more spoon feeding people shit that don't taste good, and you want to keep on saying no. Just continue to eat it, continue to swallow it, no chaser, and it's gonna become an acquired taste. All I want you to do is get used to the sour aftertaste, and before you know it, you'll be able to consume this spoon of shit every single time I feed it to you. And each time I feed it to you, it's going to be less resistance from you. No more side of the street, y'all. No more bullshit side of the street no more. The speed is different. All this, oh man, you know what I'm saying? He should have already been over there. He should sign a multi-fight deal. How are y'all sounding right now? You're not sounding like nothing because you ain't saying nothing. You don't have no information. You don't know what the fuck going on. And you're going to go back and look at this video just like I did.
On promotional company.
Yeah.
No, you're going to fight him.
Yeah.
The money going to be right.
Yeah.
You're going to fight him.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not that they don't like each other. That's a front. They talk all the time. They want us to believe that they don't like each other.
Yeah.
It's a business at the end of the day. They all get along. They all in this boys and girls club behind closed doors.
Yeah.
They all got each other number. They all know when one fighter is talking to another promotional company because somebody would say, oh, well, you know, such and such was just talking to such and such. And they'd be like, oh, really? You know, they don't like each other. Stuff is crazy because they do.
Yeah.
They all gets along real well. And it's just crazy how they get over on all the fighters and how the fighters think it one thing and it be another.
And they're doing something totally different.
Definitely.
I'm going to ask you, but I ain't ask for no details, man. I ain't going to ask you for no details. But is the Saudi money what they say it is?
Why? Why ask that? You know, just like they saying in the chat. Andre, if you need to come back and get in there and get a fight, do it. Because many have tried to leave the sport on their own terms and they had to come back on different terms. You know what I'm saying? If you're trying to come back, come back. There's no need to ask Crawford what the money is. Because his name is on the contract. All them other cats, they can't sit up here and say that they're getting the same amount of money as Crawford right now if you tied into the Saudis. No, because Turki Alalshikh has made it perfectly clear that he favors Crawford, and can't none of you cats do nothing about it. It's no matter what you saying, who you saying. Y'all remember when they was like, oh man, I'm talking to my sources. I'm talking to my sources. My sources tell me this, and this is what's going on. He ain't getting that fight. It's funny how the current has fucking changed. The rays from the goddamn above is a lot more hotter. And you know what? When you come to draw all this prestige from that promotional comment, it ain't shit to draw no more. That shit dried and I don't know what. It's dry as hell. It's dry. You can't come up here with those freaking crispy ass narratives anymore. Talking about the other side of the street, this fighter don't rate that, and putting percentages up. That time is over with. I hope this never changed back to the way it was. Just like they say when a meteorite hit, I hope it changes shit forever. Because the good part about it, we don't have to hear the ABCs no more, man. I mean, that's all they was talking about, the same ABC type news in the media all the time. That's all they was talking about. Oh, he's on the other side of the street, on the side of the street. He don't rate that. He ain't putting butts in the seats. Oh man, nobody come to see him fight. He ain't fought nobody. Oh my God, Spence did this. Spence did with Mikey. He did that, and he's the best of this. And he did all the heavy lifting. The same motherfucking narratives, bro. It's over. It's over. Done. There's no need to ring the doorbell no more. We can see you on ring camera and tell your ass before you even get up to the porch. Nigga, turn your punk ass around. I don't want to hear that side of the street. Take your ass all the way back down the block. I ain't trying to hear that goddamn shit you talking about. That's over. But just listen to me. What I was saying about just keep it moving. I told you to get off my property. Now when you hear that gate unlock, them dogs come for your ass, then you're going to say, oh, well, you have to do. No, I told you to move. I don't want to hear the other side of the street shit no more. You don't have nothing to stand on. Talking about how a fighter move. You metrosexual type dudes out there. Oh, he's moving funny. You know, like I'm sounding funny. He's moving funny. Man, get the fuck out of here, dog. Let's talk about the Saudi money.
You got to come back and see.
Nah, bro, come on, bro. Come on.
You got to come back
Is the Saudi money what they say it is?
Hey, man,
is it
listen.
overblown? Is what you hearing?
Man, you got to understand. They got money to blow. You know, they got money to say what they want, how they want it, and put it the way they put it. I don't know how much that commercial that they
Hey, that's the same cat. And shout out to Terrence, man. That's the same cat that they was calling Top Rank Toby. Omaha, Nebraska. He's in a freaking commercial in another country. Created it, edited, and released. Providing us a snapshot of his past, yo. This is what they said was Top Rank Toby, y'all. They laughed. They laughed. Look, man, I'm trying to stay on top. I can go in off the top. I can go in off the top. Off the cats that was on here being disrespectful. Top Rank Toby, y'all. He was working for the white man on the plantation. But yet, look at this trailer, dog. Like, come on, bro. Who can say that they have a trailer with Turki Alalshikh, man? A fighter who they were saying that was a slave to the master. All these black content creators speaking reckless, falsifying information, putting it out to the public. And then want to act like, oh, finally, when he responds to you, oh, man, I apologize, Tim. I wish you and your family never. Get the fuck out of here. You knew what your intent was.
They did.
That they did. But that
wasn't cheap.
It definitely wasn't cheap. But look how it turned out.
Yeah.
Look at that.
You ain't never seen no PBC, Top Rank, Matchroom,
What?
Golden Boy, or none of them
What?
Don King top promotional companies.
They're not gonna spend that.
Do nothing like that for no fighter.
They're not gonna
Come on, man.
Not only is Turkey for the fighters, but he for the fans that want to watch the fighters. You know, so the money is nothing to them. They got the money.
Yeah.
They doing this for y'all, the people that want to see the fighters, the people that want to see the lifestyle of the fighters, the people that want to see the background of the fighters, the people that want to see these two high class fighters fight each other, like Fury and Usyk. We would have never got that fight if Turkey wasn't doing what he was doing.
There's a lot of pump faking about that fight for a long time.
Yeah, definitely.
He's taking over. He's taking over. Andre said no more pump faking.
You know, a lot of people say, oh, well, Bivol and Better Be here. Let me pay y'all the most money that y'all ever made to fight.
Yeah.
Since y'all promotional companies is trying to hinder y'all from making this type of money. You just, you know what I mean, shaking the game up.
Speaking of promotional companies and Top Rank, like I know y'all had a situation. Lawsuits were filed. I'm gonna even say it was some bad press based on the lawsuit you filed. And I've been there. I don't understand the response from people a lot of times. Like,
I remember when this lawsuit was filed and how they increased the criticism as if this man, look, check this out, how I'm gonna slice it, right? They was criticizing Terence Crawford for filing a lawsuit against the very same promotion that they called the plantation, deeming him to be a slave on that plantation. And what he was doing on that plantation is what's considered to be civility. So since he had once left the plantation and Sean Porter was his last fight, now he's filing a lawsuit, they still criticizing the man. It never was anything to appease them. All they wanted to do is continue to spew that hate on Terence Crawford. It really didn't have anything specifically to do with him working for the promotion. They just hated him as a black man from Omaha, Nebraska. And they pick and choose. You know what I'm saying? They was choosing, just like the bitches they are. They wanted to sit up here. Who do I have, Crawford or Spence? Oh, I want to go with Spence because he's the more popular. He's more attached and informed with the culture. That's what it was. But they got mad because he filed a lawsuit when they said the man was moving bad anyway. So he leave this very same promotion that you say he was a slave on, and you get mad because he's filing paperwork that don't have shit to do with the other promotion that you were saying he should go to. So he couldn't win anyway. You looked at it. It was much more personal with these cats. He couldn't win either way you look at it. He couldn't win. Him filing a lawsuit wasn't even against the PBC. But they were still mad.
They don't know the inner workings. They don't know what happened, what didn't happen. They sitting on the sidelines and they comment on a situation that they don't know about. And every time a fighter stands up and says, this is what I'm gonna do, I'm spending money to fight for myself, they seem to have a problem with it. We haven't heard anything about the Top Rank situation. I'm gonna just ask you this. Are you pleased and satisfied with how that situation ended?
Of course.
I see you smiling.
Of course. You know.
Hey, Andre asked him, are you pleased on how that situation? Let's go back. Let's go back to him asking him that.
Satisfied with how that situation ended?
Of course.
See, when you ask the black man, is he pleased with how that situation ended? And he has a smirk on his face. You know, that tells us all, even the haters that was up here, you know, having some shade to say about how he was moving. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't seem like it affected Crawford the same way it affected y'all when you was back there talking about it. I just want to remind you that you wasted a time in your life that you can't get back talking about false information, talking about bullshit. Because in the end, when this man is almost at the back end of his career, it seems like he's where he was all along. It's a lot that these haters didn't know that as far as what he had going on with his itinerary. So what they was going to try to do is say, well, we're going to, whatever he got going on, we don't know everything, but we're going to try to paint this picture. We're going to try to paint this picture on what we believe he has going on. And then if we talk about it every freaking day, we're good enough cloud cover to make it seems like he's in a storm. And in reality, it's very great weather outside. The sun is fucking shining. Clear skies on the manifesto. They wanted the man to look like he was stranded on a fucking island, goddammit, with one flip-flop. You know what I'm saying? The history didn't work out for these cats. It's going to pain them knowing this man is on the couch smirking about the very promotion that they called a plantation, and they deemed him to be a slave, y'all.
See you smiling.
Of course. You know what I mean? I'm happy. I'm pretty sure Top Rank happy that it's all over. We did what we had to do to, you know, settle it in court.
You feel like sometimes...
What? You trying to tell me they settled something in court? Is that what you're trying to tell me? So to all you pro channels, I can't call them pro Spence channels anymore because they just abandoned mission. They got the fuck on. But all you pro channels out there, right? You know what I'm saying? That was up here spreading all that agitprop. Why don't y'all do a live stream on the lawsuit? Because, you know, freaking Crawford was up here smiling like he was joyed, like he don't have a care in the world. But I need for you all to go back like you love to do. Just go back in time and revisit the lawsuit when y'all was criticizing him for filing the lawsuit. You know what I'm saying? When y'all figured y'all had all the information, just go back in time. Can y'all do me that favor? Just climb back in the foxhole and goddamn, do a live stream on that so we can give an update. Provide an update on what you're thinking. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know what the fuck Spence got going on. Just give an update on what you think about that particular window in time. I'm just curious though.
Sometimes your situation aside, that is necessary. Sometimes you gotta shake that cage in order to get your respect and to get the freedom that you want.
Definitely. It wasn't nothing about it. Freedom. It was more so about respect. When you got somebody that's big as top rank that been around for decades, they tend to be bullies and think that they can do what they want when they want because of who they is and what they've accomplished. And fighters like myself that's not crazy trying to be out there and do the out of the world type things.
Yeah.
He said he ain't out there trying to honor the world, man. Let me get to this $5 super chat lighting up the tree of life from Jamal Neezy in the building. What's good with it, Neezy? He said, keep cooking these aerosexuals. Those clowns wish they can support a humble, undisputed champion. Talk to him, Neezy. Educate them. Times have changed. Oh, times has changed. Times is gonna change. Everything, thing. You know what I'm saying? Times is changing in Neezy. They can't do shit about it. We already done heard all those cheesy, trash-ass narratives, and they don't have shit to say about Crawford anymore. Look, they so mad, they want to talk about Shakur. Let me talk about Tank. Let me talk about Devin. They want to talk about him so bad. All you got to do is go in your catalog and pull up and go back to the way it used to be. Oh, it used to be every day for me when I was on here talking crazy. It used to be. Shut your mouth, man. They mad. Let me get back to this. Let me get back to it, please.
Can't
fight. Shout Jamal Neezy for that $5 super chat. I appreciate you, big dog.
So when you stand up for yourself and you willing to go tooth and nails with a big company like that, that just shows, you're gonna respect me. Not in the ring, but you're gonna respect me outside the ring in business as well. And I believe
you're going to respect this man outside of the ring in business as well. All along, it was quite wearisome hearing the same bum-ass narrative being pushed that he was moving funny. He didn't know he was bad for business. He didn't sell tickets, y'all. He didn't sell tickets. And you know how many times they quoted Bob Arum? I lost enough money that I can buy a home. They quoted that and quoted that and quoted that over and over again, man. Now they don't have shit to quote. They don't want to quote his greatness. I know it's exasperating right now. They don't want to quote his greatness. Why not? Quote that man greatness.
That, we accomplished that.
Yeah. Man, I'm proud of you, bro. Because, as a brother in the game, man, I struggle with, like, Top Rank aside, I'm just talking just in general, the narrative that was painted about you, that you couldn't sell. I'm looking at the numbers. I'm like, man, okay, we know Omaha, but like when I look at MSG, I'm seeing numbers. I see Vegas. I'm seeing numbers. The ratings, I'm seeing numbers. I'm like, what am I missing? Right?
Can I, excuse me, I got my hand up. Can I tell you? It's called hating ass niggas. That's what it is. It was a lot of his own people that was hating on him. I'll dress that up to you real good. You know what I'm saying? No bow tie this time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, hating ass niggas. That's all it was. They didn't have nothing good to say about the man because they weren't trying to see any good in what he was doing.
When I see people talking about the type of person you are, I can take it. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing for you to take. When you see somebody, a loved one, it's different. And then when the lawsuits and stuff was filed, everybody has opinions. And just knowing what I know about you, I'm thinking like this brother is not gonna file something if he don't feel strong about his position. To see you come out on the other side, bro, and to elevate the way you've elevated, like you've been a boss about your business, but you could tell it went to another level.
Yeah, for sure. Like it's crazy because a lot of people was on the tail end of things, listening to the YouTubers and
Your mama should have swallowed you and spit you out in the toilet while the toilet was being flushed at the same time. You know what I'm saying? While you was letting a motherfucking bear shit in that motherfucker. You know, I mean, god damn. God damn. The YouTubers has now made it front and center to the staging area. It's time to go back to the community toilet where you get flushed. Yes. We go back to where you take a shit and you eat from the same place. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what you're doing right now. Let's hear what he has to say about those YouTubers.
the bloggers and people on podcasts that don't know nothing about the case.
Nothing.
You know, they just all, oh, Terrence Crawford this, Terrence Crawford don't know what he doing.
Y'all remember that, the sip and swallow haters? Y'all remember them, right? The sip and swallow? They had so much to say. They act like they had every answer, like they was in tune. You know, they had all the information. You know what I'm saying? They had the inside scoop on what Arrow had going on. They had the scoop on what going on with Crawford. The information they was getting for Spence, they had like they was getting it for Crawford too. The pendulum was just swinging. Every time they did a live stream, this man was in there. This man's name was in there.
And then what made it even worse was when I pulled out from the Spence negotiations because they didn't want to pay me what I was worth. Then they was trying to, you know what I mean, get over even more on top of that. And I was like, man, I'm not fooling around with y'all. They gonna tell me take it or leave it.
Yeah.
All right, I'll leave it.
Yeah.
You ain't got nowhere to go. All right, let me go over here, fight at home, make these M's real quick, and then I'm gonna come back to the table.
Yeah.
Take it or leave it. And they say this man was incompetent. He didn't know what was going on. They said this man walked away and ducked when he was basically doing the same thing these individuals, well, some of them, because not all of them are competent enough to do that. Some will work at Quick Trip and they'll work there for 15 or 20 years without a pay raise, and they'll be just fine with it. As long as you give them a mop and a bucket and you tell them, oh, you know what, that's the cleanest I ever seen that bathroom. You do such a great job cleaning up shit. Hey, you know what? Go in there and get you a slushie and one Snicker bar, okay? For real? And it's not coming out your check. Okay. They love that shit, y'all. They loved it. They loved it, yo. They wanted this man to go into negotiations for net pay. For net pay. Are those monetary lines blurred for you too? For net pay. Oh man, he should have took it. He should have took it. He should sign with PBC for multiple fights. He should have took that. Yeah, he should have took it. That's what he deserved. They thought that Errol Spence was getting some higher pay and that Terrence Crawford should have took the net pay. And then when the man asked to see the books, he didn't rate. It wasn't enough humanitarian dignity out there for them to believe that when it comes to the business of boxing, they'll talk about it on their live streams. But when it came to Terrence Crawford asking to see something that any other businessman will see if they're getting paid net, off the net, not the gross, the net, he has reasonable doubt to say, okay, I need to see the books to basically sanitize everything to make sure I'm policing and all the money is going. And then they get the word that no, he don't. Al say he ain't seeing no books. They went up here criticizing the man because he's doing something business wise to verify what money he'd be receiving on the back end. And we all know that would have been dirty, filthy, grimy business. Going in there for a fight of that magnitude and getting paid on the back end and this net pay. Oh my God. You imagine going through fight camp and going in there. Look, I'm glad for a different reason that Crawford didn't take the net pay, because he probably would have ended that man's freaking career right there on the spot, knowing he had to fight him for net pay. The fight probably would have ended in the second or third round. The first time he knocked him down in the second, the fight probably would have been over. Time he got up, he probably would have unleashed on him, man. Did that man something awful.
Spence still ain't fought. You know, so now what? You know, this is what I want. Either you give me that or we just move on.
Yeah.
We're not about to play this game where you thinking that I'm not worth this because you claim, you know, you got the Dallas Cowboys following him and what he can sell in Dallas, Mikey Garcia fighting. I don't care about none of that.
He said he don't care. Isn't that the wheelbarrow with square wheels they was pushing up that hill, y'all, with roller skates on? They was like, oh my God, this is much tiresome. I'm fatiguing more than I thought. Oh my God. They was going around here pushing those bum ass narratives around. Oh man, you got Jerry Jones behind him, man. yeah. Jerry brought that Super Bowl up in the locker room on fight night and just tainted the whole night. That's what did it. That's what did it. He couldn't get it done. He walked in there with that Super Bowl juju on us. He was bound. It wasn't going to work out for him. He was bound to take that L the worst way. You don't dare bring up football and the Super Bowl in this Dallas on fight night. I mean, God damn. You know what I'm saying? Ain't that what I said earlier about them mentioning Mikey Garcia? Mikey should get reparations for as much as they use, along with them Yorkis Gamboa. They used the shit out of Mikey Garcia name like Mikey didn't bring one Mexican fan to the dance, y'all.
Me and his fight going to be bigger than all the fights that he had, all the fights that I had. So that's what we talking about. We talking about two.
Oh, I like that. I like how they showing pre-fight. Oh man, so sweet. Somewhere over the rainbow, we shall see. When July 29th and Crawford commenced to beating Errol Spencer Jr. down to the canvas. Therefore, WCS called it the T-Mobile Massacre. Bravo. We get to see the pre-fights of the T-Mobile Massacre, which only days out for the 1-year anniversary.
Fighters, that's our biggest rival is each other. I'm way more accomplished than him. I'm bringing that to the table too. If you're going to
that
take
first
away
knockdown,
my attributes and what I bring to the table, I'm going to take away his as well. So I got everything that I asked for. He got everything he asked for. The fight sold. He made the most money he ever made in his career. I made the most money I made in my career.
When he put the gloves
now everybody
on
talking
you.
about, oh, Terrence, a great businessman. Now Terrence is this, Terrence is that. That's cool. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
You know, but
did you feel like,
hey, you know, as a black man, you know how we say appreciate it. We don't even put the A in appreciate it. Hey man, no, it wasn't even no hate. Appreciate it. No, for real, hit me out, dog. You know all that shit that was there. I ain't really feeling appreciate it. Dang man, you ain't appreciate it.
like in the Spence negotiation that he was speaking for himself? Was he speaking for himself?
He wasn't.
Or was Al speaking for him?
At first, Al was speaking for him. Then I just called Spence.
But hold on. When that was happening, did you sense that came from Errol, or did you get the sense that, like, I don't know if the message is getting relayed?
No, I just see these fighters.
What did your instinct say?
My thing was, I went straight to Al. Al been doing this shit for decades. So I was kind of out of my league. But me.
Did you hear what that man just said? Listen to me. This is how you learn, people. This is how you elevate. The man said he was out of his league. But for him to take the risk, knowing that he was out of his league, to learn what that level of the league was dealing with as far as a part in his career that he haven't ventured, it was a life experience, because now that he experienced it and taken the risk and learned what he learned about the business of boxing, he's able to tell those youngins that's on the way up over there in Omaha, Nebraska, and outside of that, what it's all about when it comes to the business. Not just based off what he heard, but what he experienced.
Being from the streets and all that, okay, it's ways around things like that. You know what I mean? I'll just come back because I see, you know what I mean, you stuck on where you stuck on at. But at the end of the day, all these fighters claim they the boss, which they is the boss, you know what I mean? But now I'm going to put you to the test. If you the boss, then let it be known you the boss. Because do you know this? Do you know this? Do you know this is going on? Do you know this is going on? Because I'm reading my contracts. I'm knowing everything that's going on. Do you? So these are the conversations that I'm having with Earl.
You trying to tell me, Terrence, if I may ask, are you saying that the fighter that was being heralded as the boss, the one that's making all decisions, the one that put it out there as if he was the man, you know what I'm saying, making all the business decisions, making the big dollars, are you trying to tell me it came a point in time where you had to make him aware of situations that was impeding them optimizing the revenue that they could potentially make in their first fight? Are you trying to tell me how this whole thing came about? You had to get with your people while you're in the learning process. When you say you was out your league, you were still there learning about what the league actually is? You trying to tell me you had to educate Errol Spence outside of his advisor on things that was going on? And if he is aware, he has to make people know that he's the boss. You still have time to say, okay, I'm the boss. Is that the reason why he switched up the management? Is that the reason why he was able to make all those concessions? Is that the reason why both of y'all got paid, maximize the most money you ever got paid in your career and so forth? Is that the reason why the fight was even made July 29, 2023? And it was a success? So we should give you credit for that. The very same fighter who was moving funny, who was bad for business, who they say wasn't doing all the heavy lifting, didn't put butts in the seats. You trying to tell me it was X's in all those boxes, Terrence? But yet the very same fighter that they was praising, you had to educate him on the eve of one of the biggest fights. You're trying to say if it wasn't for you, the fight wasn't really going to be made because he was busy listening to the same traditional mark? What did we say why the fight wasn't made 2022? He just said it. They was trying to say this man dipped out because he was ducking and all this other bullshit they was talking about. No, it was business. These very same people will talk about how boxing is a business and y'all don't know business and I know the numbers and you don't know the numbers. But yet they was sitting up here vilifying the shit out of Crawford because he walked away from negotiation because the business wasn't right.
So you sidestepped Al, went straight to the source.
I went straight to the source.
What, you called him, you FaceTime, what you do?
I called him, text him, you know what I mean, all that. We talking on the phone.
Yeah.
Like, he like, hey, you know what I mean? Like, what's up? And I'm
so
like,
this after the first turn down?
This after the first turn down. Me and Earl made the fight. And I'm pretty sure Al was mad about it because he was like, oh, well, we could have, you know what I mean?
Got more.
And we could have fucked them and this and that and this. But Earl wanted to fight, just like I wanted to fight. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure he couldn't walk down the street without people saying, when you gonna fight Terrence Crawford?
Yeah.
Just like I couldn't. But the difference was I was pushing for the fight. I've been pushing for the fight. And I just think, you know, me explaining certain things to Earl, you know, was making sense to him. Like, damn, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Damn, for real? You know?
Yeah.
And
It ain't nowhere in hell, Crawford, you're going to try to tell me and all these listeners that you had that man really thinking. I wouldn't say he was second, third, fourth guessing himself, but you trying to tell me he was actually having a moment? You actually help him pull down that guard that he had and deal with the intellectual part of business that you was learning too? You trying to tell me that you brought Errol along with you while you was in the process of taking a risk and learning that aspect of business? Man, that seems very graceful of you to do that, Crawford, being that, you know, how they excoriated you in the media for doing just the opposite or accusing you of doing just the opposite. You know what I'm saying? They acted like you was never socially conscious there, champ. Like you was just doing the exact same. You was walking around like Spence, so to speak. You was just waiting, and you was codependent on everybody to do something for you. They was making it seem like you was absolutely incompetent.
And I just think like he went upon himself to fact check.
Yeah, you got to.
Like, hey, Al, you know what I mean? What's up with such and such? What's up with such and such? I don't know the conversations they had, but you know, he came back and was like, all right, you want this? We're gonna do this. He didn't have to do that. He didn't have to go against the grain and go against his advisor, because that's his advisor for a reason. He didn't have to do that. But he did it as a man.
He's a powerful advisor too.
He did it as a man, like, hey, listen, I'm gonna get this fight done. Because maybe he felt he was gonna truly win. Maybe he felt in his heart, like, I'm gonna beat you anyway. So it don't even matter what I do, what I give you.
Maybe he did feel like that, people.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna win.
Yeah.
So maybe that was the confidence in him.
When you did that, what was his response? Was he resistant? Like, nah, I gotta go back to Al. Was he willing to talk to you right off the rip?
No. We talked.
But I'm saying, was he willing to talk business? Because some people be tied to that advisor, that manager, and they don't want to like stray from that.
Once the lawyers got involved and the numbers got to being distributed, we had some disagreements on the numbers. And then I just went to him like, hey, listen, you know what I mean? This is what I want.
Yeah.
And he like, that's what you want? I'm like, yeah, that's what I want. He was like, all right. Then lawyers come back, all right, well, that's what we're gonna do.
Amazing. You know what I'm saying? Now we get the truth. You don't have to revisit all these pointless narratives that was being pushed. The advertisement was fake anyway. If you've been around this game long enough, to these individuals that are used to being in the flock, they talk about the same shit at that time. They was pushing the same piles of dung, fresh dung too. That's the way they like it. Because the scent, you know what I'm saying, those vapors, they just go there and that's what drives them, you know, pushing shitty ass narratives.
I felt like it was all fair.
One thing about Errol, you got to respect him, man, because I don't feel like Errol was ever pump faking with you or anybody really. I feel like Errol is really like that. And for better or for worse, he gonna stand on business. He sent me a message, man, years ago. And he was like, Dre, I'm not ducking Terrence, bro. I'm just trying to get the belts and get myself in position. You know what I'm saying? And we don't talk a lot, but he was like, bro, I respect you. And, you know, I know people saying I'm ducking Terrence. That ain't what it is. And I respect him for that, man, because he kept his word on it. But it's really exciting, bro, hearing all that dialogue. You know what I'm saying? And me and you talked a little bit about it, but y'all made the fight. And the suits don't like to hear that. The managers don't like to hear that because their whole thing is you need me. I got to justify this percentage you giving me. And sometimes y'all got to get out the way. And y'all say, well, they don't say, but those kind of moves prove that the fighter is the boss.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's how we would like it to be on the consistency. But when you're talking about one of the biggest fights of this era, right? The biggest fight of this era, you know, Errol Spence and Terence Crawford. Usually what they're able to do, you know, it playing out as long as it did, and they was able to finish it up and make the fight happen. You know, you're looking at how many fighters would be able to get together like that. How many fighters would be willing to take that risk? How many fighters would be willing to be in a situation where they're not attached to a promotion and the window of opportunity, they seize and maximize all of it to make this fight happen? How many fighters are willing to do that without people being in their ear? You know, you got to look at you have to look at the age of these fighters. You know, Crawford's age, you know, they say with age come wisdom. You have to even look at Spence. You know what I'm saying? Spence being an Olympian and been on the route that he's been on. It was almost like, you know, their stars, you know, their mental constellation, the stars was aligning for them when it came to coming to an understanding and saying, you know, this is what we need to do. They couldn't make it happen in 22. He came back at the first semester, the opening semester of 23, and they revisit this conversation. You know what I'm saying? And they was able to be sensible about it and make millions together. So Andre Ward talking about, you know, the fighters in charge. No, I don't think the fighters in charge like that just because of that one fight. I don't see other fighters being able to make these moves because, for one, they're locked into a promotion. You know what I'm saying? Two, you always hear, we just say, okay, so and so ain't signed to a promotion and they go into a fight with this fighter, they're not the A side. You know what I'm saying? People couldn't quite figure out who was the A or B side in the Crawford Spence fight. All they know is that Crawford was able to get the coin flip, and then Spence out of his own mouth said that he inserted the 1 million that went down to Oklahoma when he limped in with 100,000, and Crawford said that's bet $1 million. That was also included in the prize. How did that consignment even make it to the negotiation process? And Spence takes it serious. How did Crawford go there and say, you know what, this is what I want? How did he tell Spence this is what I want? And Spence has Al Heyman attached to him as his advisor. Do they ever get it right? Is Al Heyman an advisor or a manager? Because I heard Andre Ward say he's the advisor. Is he the manager or an advisor, or are they two of the same? Which one is it? Because it seems like Spence was able to separate himself to make this happen and get with new management. So something changed. Somebody had to step up And I'm going to tell you, both fighters stepped up. They did. Both fighters stepped up. Crawford stepped up by taking a risk to go on a venture that he knew he was out of his league, he wasn't fully educated on. And then you look at freaking Errol Spence. Errol Spence also had to step up, knowing that, you know, he was taking orders from his advisor and he felt that was the way it should be and all that, until Crawford said he made him aware of certain things. I mean, that's what it's all about. This was one of those moments, man. You know what I'm saying? It lined up very, very well for both of these fighters.
And it shows the type of intelligence y'all got. Y'all made one of the biggest fights that we've had in boxing history. One of the most anticipated fights. Y'all got it to the finish line. So, bro, you know, that's a powerful, powerful thing. Don't like to hear that, because their whole thing is, you need me. I got to justify this percentage you giving me. And sometimes y'all got to get out the way. And y'all say, well, they don't say, but those kind of moves prove that the fighter is the boss.
Mm-hmm.
And it shows the type of intelligence y'all got. Y'all made one of the biggest fights that we've had in boxing history.
Just grind even harder.
Yeah.
You know, it's motivation.
Yeah.
Because when my kids come up here and see me in training camp, and I get to look at them and I get to show them what it takes to be where I'm at, and they just looking at me in the ring when I'm shadow boxing and stuff, and my daughter saying, "Go, daddy, go." Yeah. That's my motivation right there. So, you know, I got my family that I always say depending on me. I got other people's family depending on me as well. You know, when I look at my coaches, my team, they family, we all eat from me winning. And they get me to be in the best shape, prepared for whatever the fighter is that I'm fighting, for whatever you're going to bring to the table, and all comers.
Yeah.
So not only is it's a seesaw effect, because I'm taking from them and they taking from me. So we like this. We like this. And at the end of the day, it's supposed to happen. You know what I mean? To me, because it's been happening on a consistent basis. So I just take it in, you know, just say God just trying to give me that extra little push.
Little brother, man, he just fought Shakur Stevenson. He got the win. He did what he's supposed to do, but it's a lot of noise. It's a lot of noise. First of all, how did you feel about the performance? And what do you feel about how he moving right now?
I feel he did great. He did everything he was supposed to do.
And I'm gonna end it right there, because I really want us to talk about. I'm gonna go forward a little bit, because I wasn't here to talk about Shakur Stevenson and how Crawford felt about Shakur Stevenson. I just wanted him to, you know, highlight some points that was basically, I mean, these was bookmarks. These was topics that he addressed leading up to that July 29, 2023. A lot of people thought we had the answers, but we didn't have the answers. We was just guessing.
Hit and I get that person feel. Because don't criticize somebody if you don't want, oh, all right, he like to do that. Like, and then when you mess around, see, you shouldn't have been playing. So I think when I retire, I have a lot of things to put my energy into.
You think you're gonna be somebody that come back?
Nah.
When you done, you done.
It's over with. It's over with.
It's $100 million on the table, bro.
I'm coming back. I'm coming back.
I need to get that done.
He said $100 million on the table. He coming back. I don't blame him.
I'm retire
I'm coming
again.
back.
When we get that, I'm retire again.
I'm coming back. 100 M's.
Yeah. One more, Terrence.
It depends on the age. It depends on the age, and you know what I mean, my body.
Yeah.
Because it ain't all about the money.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make money. I'm gonna get money. For 100 million, you will come back. Right now.
I gotta pray on it, bro.
No, you ain't gotta pray on nothing. For 100 million, Andre SOG Ward, and I'm saying this in the camera right now. Andre SOG Ward will come back right now for 100 million. Promise you.
I gotta pray on it.
Yeah, all right. God gonna say, you gonna pray, and then God, you gonna say, God told me to take the money.
Hey, 100 million is not much that has to go into the prayer aspect of it, because you're not receiving your check from up above. You're receiving it right down here. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be accessible right here domestically.
God gonna
I'll tell you this.
God gonna tell me, hey,
Look.
God gonna tell me I got one more in me.
Yeah.
The way you was shadowboxing today, you was
Yeah.
moving around.
Yeah.
God gonna tell you, boy, you got one more left
Yeah.
in you. And you been resting.
I ain't gonna lie. I think I got a shot. The way Andre was moving, you know what I'm saying? It seemed like them joints need WD-40. I think I'm just bullshitting with you. I'm bullshitting.
Your body. Go on, give me time.
It's a whole lot of bread on the table, bro. If I wanted to,
It ain't no 100 million.
It's a lot of money on the table.
It ain't no 100 million.
It
One
ain't-
fight for 100
It
million.
ain't 100 million, but
One
it's
fight
up there though.
One fight for 100 million. You coming back. You can't sit there and tell me boxing is a poor man's sport. And for them to drop 100 M's on you right now,
I ain't got that call yet.
I know you didn't. That's us. Hey, look, you
I ain't got that
come
call
on
yet.
to the side. You gonna be like,
Let me pop this question or propose. Would you want to see Andre Ward come back as long as he's been out the sport? I think since 2017, right? Would you want to see him come back, being, they consider him to be a clean cut guy, left the sport on his own terms. Would you want to see him come back? Because it'll be tough in his weight class. What weight class will he come back? Would it be better just for him to come back at cruiser and leave 175 alone? What weight class would you want to see him come back?
politics. I'll go off of the things that I see with my eyes, the things that I know about you two fighters, and then I'm gonna call it how it is. I'm gonna be unbiased, even though I might be biased because you might be my favorite fighter.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's what's gonna bring boxing back up like it was back in the days. Everybody always jump ship. Oh, well, this fighter do this to this fighter, and this fighter do this, and that fighter ain't exciting because they don't knock nobody out. But like I said, when that fighter is in the hospital on his deathbed, where's all y'all fans gonna be at?
At the house, chilling.
Where are all y'all people at that's gonna be?
Well, to be honest, the fans could be dead too. We don't know. We don't know, man. I understand where you at with it, champ. But fans are gonna be fans, man. They cheer who they cheer and they jeer who they jeer. Either way it goes, it's been like that forever in a life. You know what I'm saying? It's like that for just regular causes, man. You have people that love you, you have people that don't love you. That's just the way it is. It don't have anything to do with fans and per se. When that fighter's on the deathbed, anybody can be on the deathbed. Anybody can be on the deathbed, man. Real talk.
You know what I mean? Oh, that was a great fight. Y'all gonna be partying.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna be at the bar partying, talking about how good this dude then beat this other dude brains out. Look up the definition of boxing. Please look up the definition of boxing. The martial arts of boxing, and then come back with your opinion. Because boxing is not all about knocking somebody out. Yes, that's part of it. That can happen, but boxing is a sport where you can outpoint somebody too.
Champ, you don't go in there with the intent to outpoint someone. You go in there with the full-blown tenaciousness to finish them. Whatever the definition may be from anyone, from the readers, you know what I'm saying? However they unpack it and decipher what they're reading in front of them, everybody's comprehension level will be different. And especially if you lacing up the gloves and you in there and so forth. But no. The promoters will tell you this point system, yeah, maybe in the amateurs, but on professional level, they want you to go in there and take risk. You know what I'm saying? That's what they want you. You don't have to lace up the gloves to give a observation, your assessment. You don't need that. You can't gauge a person's intelligence off any type of subject because they're not considered a professional when it comes to athletics. Like I said before, it's coaches that's coaching professional sports, and they never played the sport, or they wasn't considered to be an elite player in the sport, but yet they've won championships. That just goes to show you. You know what I'm saying? That just goes to show you how the process works differently for everybody.
That's why they go to the scorecard.
I appreciate that take, bro. That's real educated, man, real thoughtful. But you ain't had a decision win in a long time, bro.
See what I'm talking about? See, look. See what I'm talking about? You see what I'm talking about? Was I right or wrong? I just said, and I haven't been this far in this. I didn't do this a once over and look at this video. I just listened to the first part. I didn't even get down to where I'm at now. So exactly, I was on point with my thought. You can't say it's a point and you going in there to knock somebody out. You just happen to have a level of education and intellect when it comes to the boxing IQ to be able to go in there and not take punishment the way you do. But, Andre, man, you was spot on with that, bro.
You known for like being a great finisher. So I appreciate that. But that ain't how you moving, though.
Right.
Please explain that to me. You just saying overall.
Yeah, overall.
You say, hey, I like to do this, but this is not for everybody.
It's definitely not, because it's a price to pay. It's definitely a price to pay when you fight those type of fights.
Yeah.
When everybody thinks nothing going on.
Yeah.
But all them punches add up.
Yeah, buddy.
All them punches add up.
He ain't got a bruise or nothing.
Yeah.
He didn't take no punishments. Like, bro, my head hurt.
Your head hurt.
I'm in this room right now trying to get right, and y'all chilling, partying downstairs.
Yeah. Like all them punches add up. Punches in sparring add up. All them punches add up, and when one is good one day, and then
they say something to you and they just told you 2-3 minutes.
They be having them oversized suits. You know what I mean? And I just be thinking like, man, dog.
Shout out to everybody that was in the chat, man. Who dropped in for the react, or what I call review. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to take it all the way to the end because, that's not. I just really wanted to hear the first half. Wanted to do a reaction to the first half and allow y'all to hear, Andre SOG Ward and Terrence Bud Crawford, have a dialogue and speak on some areas that need some cleaning. You know what I'm saying? That we was, including myself, we was unaware of. We didn't have enough knowledge to know how it all played out. You know what I'm saying? So I enjoyed it. Real talk. I enjoyed it being broken down the way it was, coming from the person who was actually one half of one of the biggest fights of this era. And that was Terence Crawford. Great interview. You know what I'm saying? Great interview from All the Smoke fight. You know what I'm saying? Real great interview. And, we getting ready when it comes to boxing for a hell of a fight card coming up. Brought to you by Riyadh Season. Turki Alalshikh is doing his thing. And, we don't have to go in here like, oh man, I like this fight card, but it ain't really nothing on the fight card. It's some good fights. I don't know if you've seen Jarrell Miller. Let me see if I got this picture up here. Let me see if I can pull up Jarrell's Miller picture. If I saved it. Let me see if I even saved it. Did I? Nope. I didn't save it. But he seems to be in better shape than he's been in a long time. So that's going to make for an interesting fight with Andy Ruiz. And then, of course, El Rayo and Isaac Cruz, man, that should be fireworks. I don't gauge too much off his win over Chris Colbert. I felt that he would do that anyway. But I just want to see him go in there and prove that he can make better adjustments coming off that De Los Santos stoppage. Like I said before, I'm not talking about no freaking Chris Colbert because I knew he would do that. I felt he could do it. But Isaac Cruz, I'm really eager to see the fight plan that Valenzuela has against Cruz. Seriously, because he's an engine. That fighter right there is an engine. Isaac Cruz has an engine like the Energizer Bunny. He keeps going and going and going, man. So really, I'm curious to see how Valenzuela handles that pressure, how he gauges distance, whether he chooses how long he selects the fight on the inside with Cruz in that fight. Also Andy Cruz, man. They trying to phase Andy Cruz out. Like, you know, the dude didn't fight a 10 round in his first fight, you know, professional fight, bro. I mean, we can't phase him out like that. Can't do that. That ain't right. But for everyone that's tuned in, man, continue to support the channel. If you listen to what I'm saying, you know, comment on the video, man. Hit the like button. Like I said before, I'm not out here to be a YTC freaking grandeur. You know what I'm saying? Master of ceremonies. And I just go ahead and talk what I talk. And if it makes sense to you, then tune in, goddammit. Until next time, man, y'all hold it down. Shout out to the hottest chat in the MF